All right, sports fans, how's everybody out there doing? William Martin coming at you one more time here on YouTube with another edition of the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge Podcast. Now, some radical changes are coming to Major League Baseball's schedule in 2023. Next year, each team will face one another. Divisional games next year will be reduced from 76 to 52 games. Now, MLB wants to have more games between the stars of the league, but is this a good thing or a bad thing? Now, in my opinion, Major League Baseball is putting too much focus on interleague play, in my opinion. There should be more games between the divisional foes as well as contests against teams in your respective league. In my opinion, and call me an old school guy on this. Save the mingling of stars for the All Star game and the World Series. But to me, I really feel that Major League Baseball is trying to be too much like the NBA when it should focus on what brought them to the dance. We've seen in recent years Major League Baseball do away with players wearing their respective uniforms of their respective teams in the Midsummer Classic, and now I think this is another aspect of it here as well. And anybody who has watched baseball over the years knows that part of the game's tradition is players wearing their own uniform in the All-Star game. Now, in my opinion, of course, Major League Baseball should take a page from the NFL in regards to its scheduling. I mean, yes, there is interconference play every single year, but at the end of the day, if you're in the AFC East, you're only going to play the NFC East once every 4 years. And that's basically what had been happening for a long time here in Major League Baseball with the interleague slate of games. And now I think you're just taking away from that. I know there's going to be some people who are going to say, well, what if you play in a bad division in baseball and you get the opportunity to take advantage of that in order to get to the postseason? Okay, that's all well and good, but it's not your fault that the teams in your division stink. And at the same time, just getting to the postseason is one thing. You still have to go out there and take care of your business in the postseason. And at the end of the day, in my opinion, at least, it all balances out. Now, for me, the playoff format has already been watered down and it continues to be watered down. And I think this is just Major League Baseball watering down their product. I mean, we've gone from obviously, the playoffs expanded in 1994 and we didn't have a postseason that year, so 1995, but for good reason because we saw the expansion of so many teams in so many leagues from the last time that things were expanded in 1969. But with that said, okay, we had four teams representing each league in the postseason, and then three division winners in the wild card. And then after the madness on that magical night to end the season in 2011, I want to say it was either 2010 or 2011, if my memory doesn't fail me. Where the Rays came back against the Yankees, and then the Red Sox faltered against the Baltimore Orioles, and it was Tampa Bay that got in as opposed to the Red Sox. I want to say it was 2010, but nonetheless, they added an additional wild card team to not give one wild card team free entry into the divisional round. I totally got that. It's totally understandable. But I think now, you're watering it down. You're giving mediocre teams that should be playing out the schedule an opportunity and some hope. And for my money, the reason why I feel it's being watered down is like, hey, you have 162 games to figure out who who are the teams that are playoff worthy. That's more than enough time to figure out who is playoff worthy. We don't need to expand the postseason in order to figure that out. And nonetheless, this I think is just adding to it. I think some people are going to say, well, you play too many games against your divisional foes, but to me, it's taking away from rivalries because you look at a situation like the National League East right now, for an example, this year. This is a very contentious division. Obviously, the Mets are holding a slim lead right now over the Atlanta Braves. The Philadelphia Phillies are lurking. It's a long shot that they'll win that division. But that only adds to the rivalry between the Mets and the Phillies. When they play 19 times a year, same thing can be said with the Braves and the Mets, Braves and the Phillies, Dodgers, Padres, Yankees, Red Sox, Cardinals, Cubs, you name it. Nobody wants to sit up there and see the St. Louis Cardinals have a series with the Tampa Bay Rays. Nobody really wants to see the Oakland Athletics have a series with the Miami Marlins. No offense to those teams, but it's all about the rivalries. And could this be, in my opinion, and just hypothetically, could this be the breaking down of the leagues as we speak in order to completely change the format? Do you really want the Mets and Yankees in the same division? I wouldn't. I think, because obviously if that was the case, you lose the possibility of seeing those teams play in the World Series. Same thing with the Giants and A's, Royals, Cardinals, you name it. But nonetheless, Major League Baseball is taking a chance here. Obviously, Rob Manfred is doing the bidding of the owners because he has an answer to them. But I think it's a bad move. And, obviously, Major League Baseball, they're trying to build excitement for a younger fan base. But at the end of the day, just like I said, it was with the uniforms and expanding the postseason, you name it, you're alienating the fans that are already there. So hopefully, I'm wrong on this. I don't know if I will be. But in my opinion, at least, I think Major League Baseball is making a huge mistake here. It's all about the divisions, it's all about the rivalries. You're trying to chase something that is not there. And in doing so, you're taking away from what you already have. Another bad move, in my opinion, for Major League Baseball. And, Rob Manfred is not Mr. Popularity with a lot of fans as it is. So this definitely is not going to help his case as the game of baseball continues to be watered down. So, folks, that is going to wrap it up. And as always, I want to take this time out to thank you for tuning into the 300 Pounds of Sports Knowledge podcast here on YouTube. I want to take this time out to thank all of you fine folks out there for tuning in. And if you have not already, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. Now, if you're on Twitter, please feel free to follow me at 300 Pounds of Sports. And like I always say, if you follow me, it will be my pleasure to follow you right back. There's also the sports discussion group on Facebook at the Sports Depot 365. You can check it out. Drop a line and be a part of one of the better sports debating sites going on social media. So once again, fine folks, my name is William Martin. I am signing off, saying take care and have yourselves a wonderful day.